This is the kind of vehicle that could force the electric car industry to defend itself in public. Because the 2027 BYD Dynasty D is not arriving with just another polished launch story or a few predictable upgrades. It is arriving with two numbers that, if they turn out to be even close to real, could make a huge part of today's EV market look deeply uncomfortable. Up to 1,000 kilometers of range, and a price tag rumored to sit around $45,000. Now, if you stop and think about what those two numbers mean together, the problem becomes obvious. For years, the global EV market has trained buyers to accept a painful equation. If you want a large electric SUV premium design, a comfortable interior, serious long-distance usability and technology that feels truly modern, then you are supposed to pay a premium that borders on absurd. That has been the logic. That has been the excuse. And for a long time, the industry got away with it. But the Dynasty D threatens to expose how fragile that logic may really be. Because if BYD can deliver a flagship-shaped electric SUV with this kind of range at this kind of price, then the question is no longer whether this new model looks impressive. The real question becomes far more dangerous. Why are so many electric vehicles already on sale still asking consumers to spend more while accepting less? That is why the Dynasty D matters. Not just as a new SUV, but as a possible challenge to the entire price structure of the EV era. One of the most dangerous things about the Dynasty D is that it does not seem to be entering the market as a stripped-down bargain product. It does not look like a vehicle begging buyers to forgive its weaknesses because the price is low enough. Instead, it appears to be doing something much more disruptive. It is trying to wear the visual language of a premium flagship without carrying the traditional flagship price. That matters more than many people realize. Because in the modern EV market, design is not just styling. Design is a pricing tool. It is part of how brands justify why one electric SUV can ask for tens of thousands more than another. The moment a lower-priced vehicle begins to look serious, expensive, confident, and fully resolved, one of the premium market's strongest emotional defenses starts to weaken. And that is exactly where the Dynasty D becomes uncomfortable for legacy players. The front end is reportedly wide, smooth, and deliberate, replacing the old grille-centered identity with a cleaner electric face. The headlights are slim and sharp. The body proportions are long, planted, and clearly aimed at flagship territory. Flush door handles, strong sidelines, a large stance, and a clean rear light signature all push the same message. This is not a cheap EV trying to hide what it is. It is a large, confident product trying to look like it belongs beside far more expensive machines. That is the trap. Because once a buyer starts seeing expensive design at a much lower price, the old excuses begin collapsing fast. At that point, the visual authority of Tesla, Mercedes, BMW, and other premium brands is no longer automatic. It has to be defended. A lot of affordable vehicles can look good in photos. That part is relatively easy. You can shape the body, well sharpen the lights, clean up the proportions, and create something that looks impressive for a few seconds on a screen. But the cabin is where cost pressure usually reveals itself. The interior is where materials, comfort, usability, and perceived quality begin exposing what a company truly believes the customer deserves. That is why the Dynasty D's rumored interior matters so much. Because if the early expectations are even partly accurate, then BYD is not simply trying to build a good value EV. It is trying to drag flagship presentation into a price zone where buyers have traditionally been trained to lower their standards. The dashboard is expected to be wide, minimal, and heavily centered around a large touchscreen interface. A digital instrument cluster sits ahead of the driver, while some versions may even add a head-up display. On paper, that may sound familiar, but the real pressure point is not just the screen count. It is the total cabin proposition. Soft touch materials, refined stitching, premium upholstery, large supportive seats, strong rear passenger space, wireless phone integration, over-the-air updates, voice control, and a broad suite of driver assistance systems all point to the same strategic message. This is not supposed to feel like an acceptable interior for the money. It is supposed to feel like a cabin that does not apologize for its price. And that is where the problem becomes bigger for the rest of the industry. Because once buyers begin to experience premium atmosphere, digital comfort, and executive-style space at a much lower price point, one of the most profitable tricks in the automotive business starts to weaken. Luxury markup survives best when premium experience remains scarce. But if BYD is scaling that experience downward, then scarcity begins to disappear. This is the point where the Dynasty D stops feeling like an interesting new SUV and starts feeling like a strategic threat. Because the single most explosive claim attached to this vehicle is not the exterior design, and it is not the interior comfort. It is the rumored driving range up to 1,000 kilometers. That number matters for a reason far deeper than marketing. For years, the EV industry has asked consumers to think rationally about limitations. Plan your charging stops, accept some inconvenience, adjust your habits, trust that the trade-off will be worth it in the long run. In other words, the market has spent a decade asking buyers to behave like engineers while paying prices that often feel like luxury pricing. That balance has always been fragile. But once a vehicle starts approaching the kind of range that makes people stop thinking about charging in normal weekly life, the argument changes completely. At that point, range is no longer just a specification printed in bold on a brochure. It becomes a psychological weapon. It attacks one of the last major emotional advantages that gasoline vehicles still hold over EVs, the feeling of effortless freedom. And that is why the Dynasty D could matter so much if this claim turns out to be even partially real. The reported path to that number comes from BYD's next-generation Blade battery, with improvements in energy density cooling and durability. That means the range story is not being framed as fantasy alone. It is being framed as a battery system breakthrough. If that is true, then BYD is not just building a longer-range SUV. It is targeting the very fear structure that has protected slower, more expensive EV products for years. Range by itself does not overturn a market. Convenience does. That is the distinction many people still miss when they look at the Dynasty D. A large number on paper can attract attention, but attention is not the same thing as disruption. Disruption happens when a vehicle begins removing friction from daily life. And if the Dynasty D can combine very long range with fast charging and calm long-distance comfort, then it stops being just an impressive EV. It starts becoming an easy EV. That shift is far more dangerous for the rest of the market than most headline figures, because the biggest barrier to EV adoption has never been technology alone. It has been the feeling that owning one requires too many small adjustments, too much planning, too much awareness, too many moments where the driver has to think differently than they would in a gasoline vehicle. But if Dynasty D owners can recover hundreds of kilometers during a short stop, then go through much of the week without constantly thinking about charging, the psychological burden begins to fade. That is what makes convenience such a destructive force. It changes the ownership equation. The vehicle is no longer asking the consumer to adapt around the machine. The machine is starting to adapt around the rhythm of normal life. Add expected ride, comfort, good cabin insulation, smooth suspension behavior, and the natural stability that comes from a low battery-centered platform. And the Dynasty D starts looking less like a compromise product and more like a real long-distance household solution. And once an EV begins to feel effortless, one of the last emotional defenses of the traditional market starts collapsing. This is where the Dynasty D stops being a product story and starts becoming an accusation. Because if BYD delivers anything close to the package now being discussed, then it is not merely launching another competitive SUV. It is calling the entire pricing structure of the EV market into question. For years, buyers have been taught to accept a harsh trade-off. If you want strong-range premium cabin quality advanced software, family-size practicality, and long-distance comfort, then you are expected to pay a very high price. That assumption has protected margins across the industry. It has protected brand hierarchy. It has protected the idea that premium electric mobility must remain expensive by default. In many ways, it has protected the entire emotional logic of the modern EV business. But the Dynasty D threatens to attack that logic from the outside, not by appearing to offer less at a discount, but by appearing to offer more at a price alarmingly close to the mainstream. And that changes the entire conversation. Because once consumers begin to ask why a large premium-feeling electric SUV can exist near this price point, every more expensive rival is forced into a brutal spotlight. At that moment, the question stops being, is BYD undercutting the market? The question becomes, what exactly has the rest of the market been charging for superior engineering? Or brand mythology, tolerated scarcity, and years of consumer patience? That is why the Dynasty D feels dangerous. It does not just compete with products. It threatens to put the industry's pricing logic on trial. What makes the Dynasty D especially important is that it does not fit the old stereotype many people still use when they talk about Chinese cars. For a long time, the lazy assumption was simple. Chinese automakers could win on price, maybe on equipment, maybe on volume, but not on true flagship presence. They could be competitive, but they were not supposed to become the benchmark for how a premium electric SUV should feel, look, and function. That assumption is exactly what vehicles like the Dynasty D are now starting to attack. Because this SUV is not being framed as a bargain machine that happens to be well equipped. It is being framed as something much more disruptive, a premium product that may also happen to be aggressively priced. That is a very different kind of threat. A cheap car pressures the lower end of the market. A premium-looking long-range high-tech vehicle at a lower price pressures the entire ladder above it. It puts pressure on brands, on positioning, on emotional identity, and on every markup that depends on the customer believing there is no serious alternative. That is why the Dynasty D matters beyond its own sales numbers. It may signal that BYD is no longer interested in simply being the company that sells a lot of EVs. It may be trying to become something more structurally dangerous, a company that enters premium territory and drags the price ceiling downward at the same time. And if that is the real strategy, then this is not just a product launch. It is a warning that the old hierarchy of the EV world may be running out of room to hide. Because once premium design, credible long-distance range, strong daily usability, and a lower price arrive in the same package, legacy status alone stops being enough. Of course, not every rumor survives production. Not every early promise becomes a finished reality. The final vehicle may arrive with a different price, a lower range figure, fewer premium features, or a more cautious market position than the one now being imagined. That is always possible, but that is not the most important point anymore. The more important point is that a package like this has already become believable enough to disturb the market. And that alone says something powerful about where the EV industry is heading. Because once consumers can realistically imagine a large electric SUV with premium styling, a serious cabin near flagship convenience, and extraordinary range existing anywhere near this price band, the old structure of the market starts losing its authority. From that moment on, the burden of explanation shifts. The challenger no longer has to prove why it deserves attention. The incumbents have to prove why they still deserve their pricing. That is why the Dynasty D could become far more significant than one model launch. If it lands anywhere close to the promise now surrounding it, the next phase of the EV war will not be decided by who tells the best brand story, or who has the most polished image, or who can keep selling aspiration at a premium. It will be decided by something much harsher. Who is still creating real value, and who is simply running out of ways to justify the price they have been charging all along. In the end, the BYD Dynasty D matters for one reason above all others. It forces a very uncomfortable question back onto the entire EV market. If a vehicle like this can exist at anywhere near the numbers now being discussed, then who is truly delivering value and who has simply been surviving on branding scarcity and consumer patience? That is the question this SUV leaves behind. Because the real threat here is not just one Chinese electric SUV. The real threat is the collapse of an old assumption. The assumption that premium EV capability must automatically come with a punishing premium price. If that assumption starts breaking, then the market will not be judged the way it was before. The next winners will not be the companies with the safest image or the loudest reputation. They will be the companies that can no longer hide weak value behind strong branding. And if the Dynasty D is only the beginning, then the real story is not just what BYD is building next. The real story is which part of the existing EV world gets exposed first.